So, I'm gonna be marking up GBP because they have news. Hey, let's see what's on the This pretty much, or we can use these two right here for tipping points. Like we can do that, or pretty much horizontal down. Okay. Normally we find the structure, but those are two tipping points. And this is where you'll see tipping points that make it structured. Just FYI. See how that still looks the same.
Right.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to. You don't have to, so that just if you don't find an hourly structure with that is one, you can. I think I'm going to go back to what it was just for the sake of it.
Your audio is a bit choppy, bro.
Huh?
The audio is a bit low.
You said my volume?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah, it's better now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Did you step on phone? I think you did because that's you did. Clean that shit up, literally.
No.
Yeah, I have to know.
No, I didn't.
Go from the other things. It's not you. They're in the Zana. Because it's the other. Can you help me try the chicken, please? Me? Yeah. Mom. What? Where's mom? Oh.
Right, cool. So, so overall in the monthly, it will in a downtrend, as you can see. But now they're starting to range and level off. What do you call that? Parallel.
Right.
Y'all know what I mean. Right. Now on the weekly, as you can see, they broke out of this structure and they started this right here. Y'all don't have to do all this. I just do it. I do this on the higher time frames. So I
Yeah.
can get me. Well, I do it on all time frames now. I guess I started incorporating it again. But I do it definitely on these so I can get a overall view of what type of structure they may be doing overall. Because if you just look at the dailies, if you just look at the dailies, what you will find is that they may be actually snapping back in a different direction or overall direction that you may miss. So I would definitely suggest looking at all the time frames.
Right.
Stick to the method. Keep. I'm not saying deviate, but I'm saying
Yeah.
it will enhance your knowing direction.
Right.
daily, what do we have? What is that? Anybody tell me?
It's a momentum wick.
Exactly, it's a momentum wick. So what would be our first bias on this?
Downtrend, or it's going to go down.
Cool. So we can go down. We already have pretty much have momentum, right? I'll go.
Oh, look at him laying down.
Normally, yo, all right, boom. So what I wanted to mention is, and I need to mark this as well. There is news this week on GBP. Shit, y'all excuse me, I'm having technical difficulties. I'm using my finger now. Okay. So this is what I was talking about on GPP. I said GPP. Sorry, GBB. Um, Thursday, y'all see all this news right here.
Yeah.
It's what is that? 8 events. 8 events coming up. So something's pretty big is coming up. So that's why I wanted to put y'all on GBP. Right. So can y'all hear me pretty good?
It's a bit choppy though.
Yeah, it's not that clear.
What about now? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, it's better.
All right, so cool. So yeah, what I wanted to look for, I thought this would be a good opportunity to start seeing like possible traps and different things like that. Considering that we have what I told you as far as like the momentum on the daily, the overall direction that was coming, that was coming. Sorry, as far as the overall, momentum and direction of GBP, right? They were in a down. You see this heavy downtrend since what was that? Since 2017, yeah.
Yeah.
They broke out of that structure, came back in, started another structure, and look how they haven't quite actually played into this area yet, right here. See that space? So I'm just what I'm doing is breaking it down even more to show you how I'm looking at it. As far as possible traps or whatever. Look how they're hugging the bottom of the structure right here, and the momentum on the daily. Right? I gotta get rid of this thing. And I need to minimize that. There we go. So yeah, here we go. So one or two things can happen here. Which they may be the obvious, but they can use all that news. Let me go back out. They can use all that news to force GBP down, right? You see how they hug and they came here. They came. Oh, let me measure this out. They can use news to force it down like this, right? Or even like
Right.
this with the time. I'm sure they won't make all this move that day. You get what I mean? As far as sending the direction that way. Because what you see here, like I said, they were in structure, and they started ranging, impulse, range, volatile, impulsive move, and now they've stretched on out, and they started sending us a change in momentum with those 2 wicks. Let me clear this out. So what I'm looking to do, I'm going to continue to see. This is not very many. They gave us momentum candles, but it's not very, very much. I wouldn't say it's not a lot of momentum showing strong, like a strong push on the 4 hour yet. So I'm what I can see them is maybe like holding orders here or whatever. Or like I said, they can use that news to push the other way. We're just gonna watch at this point, but I wanted to go ahead and set it up so we can keep eyes on it, right? Because
Right.
here, this is hourly, right? My hourly structure. This is a 15-minute tipping point here and here. And this here is where I just marked the 15-minute structure. What I'm looking to see is if they give us momentum, if they start showing and playing around here, which I'm sure they will, they may even come back. Let me go back. They may even come back. Um, they may even come back here. Sorry for the lines, but you see this structure right here, from here. They may even play back here for a little bit and then come back down. But I'm gonna look and see, what momentum throws us, and we can possibly take an order. Uh, we can take an order here, once they get a little bit more closer. So I want y'all to, pay attention to the GBP pairs. I will mark up another one or whatever. But definitely we can take us, maybe I just got that structure mark. Yeah, we'll see how momentum pushing. Yeah, we'll see how momentum pushing and see how it handles like all of this if they give us that. See how it's handling that, and if it's just strong momentum. This may be like I know a lot of y'all were not on, but this may be like that Euro pair where it was showing us all of that momentum to the downside, and we rolled it down like during how many? I guess 500 and some pips. However, wait a minute, let me go back. Actually, I didn't do this count. Now we can also look for this right here, right? Because they are giving us a shit ton of momentum signage on the monthly. Wait, is that the month? No, that's the weekly. On the weekly, they gave us wicks, all this right here. What I will say is too, we can also look to play this to the 50% retrace right here. Let me mark that so we'll know what that is. All right. So when we go back down, yeah, because if they leave that wick right here over like say what's today? Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tuesday, Wednesday, that'll leave Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, this wick would be finished. Like right at news, I guess the wick would be finished. So we can actually see where they're gonna go a little more by the time news hit. and they may use news to push this down. So we'll see how that goes. Let me go to the month. Yeah, even on the month, look at this. Like there's a big well no actually that's not really a momentum, but they still may play back to it because the counterbodies. Yeah, for sure. That did that. So we'll check that. So yeah, don't let my lines confuse you. It's just me going through the averages, right? So basically I'll take this from right here, see how it rises to here, and then see how they handle once they hit that retrace for the week right here, right? Which you can do this too. You can just make this a 4 hour tipping point. Like I don't see a trade I'm gonna put in on this yet. I'll just leave the retrace. I'll mark it though just so I know. See if it's something small. I just leave it like that. I'll just leave it like that so we can kind of get a reference of it.
Right.
Like I said, you gotta like go stir crazy. I do that with mine so that I can remember what's going on in the area. You know, like I know this is a 4 hour tipping point. You know, and I know this green line is my retrace. Like I don't have to think about it. You know what I mean? So when I look back at this chart again, I can already remember what's going on. That's why I'm doing that with my different colors and code. So yeah, we'll look to see how they handle this. Like I said, momentum kind of slowed down. We'll definitely see during London session later on. Well, what is it? 3 o'clock my time, 3 a.m. Yeah. So we can see how they handle because they may range here for a second, and then they may leave a nice size wick on the 4 hour. You know, which send more indication towards the daily, and we can possibly see about taking that trade, right? Somebody said something.
No.
NZD. Oh, let me show y'all real quick. Sorry. Let me show y'all real quick what I did on what's the name. So y'all can kind of see what. Oh shit, we already here. I didn't realize. Do not let my lines scare y'all off. All right. This is how I snipe. That's when I've been in the battlefield. You see all that? I've been in the battlefield, man. Been in the box. So basically, I caught this move right here. Uh, let me show you both of them.
I think your screen's frozen.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it to you. I'm trying to delete some of this shit off. All right, dope. So okay, boom. So I caught some of this move right. Yeah, that was. Yeah, this is the one I caught right here. Okay. The first move I caught, the one I sent y'all, was this right here. I might have to go to the 5. And I remember I told you it depends. Sometimes you really need to look at all of the time frames. I'm sorry to jump like that. I just wanted to go over this with y'all so y'all can see, and then I'll go back to the GBP pairs before I forget. On this range right here, um,
Yeah.
uh, pretty much I'm not GBP now. US 30. They were ranging, and I know they played because this was not actually a structure I made. These were actually like I think some 3 minute tipping points I had marked, but it turned out to be it must have been no, I must have marked the structure on that one. But anyway, yeah, I was marking some tipping points originally, and then they started making a structure out of it. So yeah, I marked this one, and this should have been something else. Well, anyway, um, this right here was marked as a tipping point, and normally US 30 impulse between tipping points and structures like clockwork. But you kind of gotta see how they move, and that's why I told you it's really no one way I can answer your question. You kind of gotta just watch the behavior of it. So I caught them. Um, I think I had missed this move because I was looking for this move here, but I knew that once they structure, it was something they did. I can't remember what they did. Uh, okay, boom. Yeah, so they left those doubles I told y'all about with the wicks, and price was showing. Let me go back to it so I can show y'all. Oh yeah, they left this right here. This is what they left it on the 3 minutes. So, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so when you watching it, you can't really see it here, but when you watching the behavior of a lot of these candles on US 30, I was trying to find it, but I'll just tell you. That's why I say you kind of got to watch it. When you watching like the behavior of a lot of these candles, you'll see you'll see kind of how they go to a certain area and they leave a wick, and then they start wicking more like to the top side overall, like you see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they start wicking more to the top side. Uh, and not only will they do that, they'll do things like here, like they'll do a false breakout, right? Because I've gotten activated like that before. So I know most times they're gonna do that the first time, right? And then they're gonna come and they're gonna start going and showing other behavior, and then they start impulsing real heavy, when they're getting ready to go, out of the structure and to the next, you know, we say tipping point, other people say support or resistance or whatever. So I kind of knew that they were gonna come here, and I used like this tipping point, and I set me an order, and I pretty much caught. I don't even think I think I stayed in for like 30 something dollars or whatever. But it came right to the area. You know what I mean? But those are not the big. Those are like some of the small moves they do every day. I'm sorry, I'm chopping around a little bit, y'all. We on the road too. But those are some of the smaller moves. Let me show you one of the bigger moves they do. So US 30. Yeah, this is what I was looking for this morning, right? Or was it yesterday? No, yesterday. This is what I was looking for yesterday. Uh, the one I took this morning is over here. But let me show you. On US 30, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret, man. And you still gotta use the tipping points. You still gotta find structure. you still got to be paying attention, right? After US 30 come and does its big drops, it's very crucial. Just start watching it. You don't have to, you can take my word for it and then watch it. When it does its giant drops like this, actually, let me redo that and I'll show you. When it does its giant drops like this, um, they normally do a real sound pullback. They'll snatch it back, leave a weird looking whipsaw. Make sure it closed at least bullish or
Right.
whatever. I'm gonna tell you,
Right.
make that's a stronger confirmation because they normally do it every time. This is in lieu with the strategy. Now, I don't just go in there and do something random. You know, um, if you see, like I said, we'll go over GBP. We got a little bit of time. If you see it close like more like that with the wick to the top and bottom, don't just assume and don't get too excited because normally they're ranging and then they're gonna continue to drop, right? But here they did typical behavior of them where they come pull back range and they're off to the races. And as you can see, each one of these like gray boxes, like my gray boxes, I use those for 5 minute and 3 minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I can speak a little bit better now. I'm off the highway. So the gray boxes, I use those for 5 minutes and 3 minutes. Um, where you see the yellow, that's the 1 hour tipping point. This purple, that's a big ass 4 hour tipping point. So let me show you these two purple lines right here and here. This is why I'm telling you to pay attention to it and mark it up as much as you can. That is a structure. That is a 4 hour structure. I make my 4 hour stuff all purple, so I don't have to question shit. Look what they did. They came and tapped right there. Like I knew they were gonna go up so much that I was waiting on the damn move to happen, but I was at fresh market, so I didn't take it. But I didn't get sad or mad. But I knew that, you know what I'm saying, because I watched the behavior of it. So watch the behavior of these things, and you'll start learning to where when you patient, you'll know what trade to take and what's stronger confirmation than other. Like you'll see this, you see how this is on the 15 now. That screenshot that I sent to the group chat, I'll show it again. I'll find it and send it again so y'all can see. It was an hourly that looked just like this. That's why I said when you plan this, what you need to do is watch the behavior. Because, for example, um, for example, sorry. Okay, so for example, this right here, right? This you will see this type of behavior. See how those like those I that's more like it's a structure, but I started calling that a brick. Whenever I see them bricking like that, I know they're about to take off. You understand what I'm saying? Makes
Yeah.
sense. It's a structure still, but it looks more bricky.
Yeah.
Uh, obviously on the 3 minute, it looks different. But when you start, even here though, but it's still bricky a little bit. You see that? Whenever they start doing that, and you see it's within one of my tipping points, I know for a fact that I can catch this. See these? This was a 5 minute structure slash tipping point right here. These gray boxes. I knew for a fact when they were ranging, false breakout, wick, wick, wick. Fake. I knew that when they would come back to this tipping point, I can catch this shit right here. Like I knew I could catch this right here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without even thinking about it. Without even thinking about it. And what did they do? They came right there and started ranging within another tipping point. See that?
Yeah.
Broke out, broke another one. Now, if you playing the long game, you can do the same thing because you can see where they make giant moves. We going to public, not here. you can see here where let me back out so you don't. I'm not telling you have to play like you have to shortchange it and catch $40, $50 like me, or $38 or whatever you catch. But if you want to play the long game, you can kind of see too, you know, because like I said, they'll range, breakout, and then they'll start doing like these candles right here, the doubles with the wicks.
Yeah.
When I was watching those, I saw the pulsating behavior, like it's almost like a schizophrenic or a psychoactive candle. Like you can see it moving like that. It started pushing real crazy, real crazy, real crazy. Like it's already volatile, so don't let the regular volatility fool you. This is very distinct because it's like a build up pressure. It's like it rains, and then it starts pulsating, and then it starts exploding like real, real nice, like to where you don't even have to wonder where it's going. Like you can almost guarantee with how it's pulsating that it's gonna come here, come out,
Still?
come here. Yeah, it's just it shows it. Huh? Somebody was speaking.
No, go ahead, Jerry. Someone was talking to a tech.
Oh, now I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, so I just wanted to give you that golden nugget because what y'all may see may be like a little bit different, from how I see it, but I'm giving you the behavior. So whenever you draw up what you draw up, you'll be able to see it. Like I see it on my end. Obviously, um, after a while, I have to like delete some of this shit, but in the midst of it, I see it perfectly, and I take a lot of those trades, and you know, like some of the trades I can let ride here, but I'm comfortable like catching that and resetting. You know what I mean? Like I'm comfortable doing that. You know what I mean? So like here, let me show you all this 4 hour. So right here, so right here, if right here, this is giving me indication that they're probably gonna drop back through this some more. This was just the rise. This was just the rise right here. Unless it's something specific happened, right? This was just the rise right here off the. See, this is what they do, right? They fall, they throw wicks like that, and then they jump. Then they
Yeah.
come back down, and then they do like a pullback like this, slingshot it a little bit. They find the area of price that you'll probably have marked up, and then you'll start seeing when they start throwing more wicks. You can see when they halting in that area to get ready to slingshot the same thing. Now, what can be confusing, which is this is why this morning, this is the trade I took this morning, and I knew they were gonna shoot up, but I just covered this ground right here. I covered that ground. Well, actually, I got out probably right, yeah, right here, somewhere right here. Um, Basically, right. You see how they leave these wicks to the bottom right here, like
Yeah.
these wicks. These wicks are counted. When you see these wicks, you should expect this move right here. See this? Bum. When you see these wicks, and then they're ranging, if they don't start pushing down and they're closing more above price and showing this behavior, then you can expect like how I have a tipping point right here. See, this is how you can still use those, right? You don't throw the rules out the door. You just learn how to use them. I could have caught something down here. I could have even market ordered because I saw the pulsation, right? But I was like, I'll just catch what I catch. And let me show you what it looks like on the 15. Oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, this is what it looks like on the 15. So this is why I told you it could have been caught above this tipping point for real, for real. But I was just like, I'll catch the structure because normally when they do that behavior, like the range was so big, I knew they would at least cover enough of this and come somewhere in here, right? So when they started impulsing off that 15, like this 15-minute candle stayed up here pretty much uh, the entirety of the 15-minute candle. And they stayed, they came, they pulsated, they stall. You don't see pullback, right? That's why I tell y'all to watch. They push, they push, they push, they push, and then when the time go down, they pull back and turn it into a continuation candle. Then they start throwing like these right here. This candle right here actually started out looking like this one. Um, it actually started out looking like a small momentum wick, right? To a degree, but then with it, so they'll hold, they come down, do a small little retrace on it, and then they continue up. Like they do the same behavior every time, like in the mornings, late at night, or on Sunday when the market open back up. Not every time, but most times you can bet it's gonna happen. So be on the lookout for that type of stuff. Like I said, don't let my lines confuse y'all. It just helped me, get more in sniper mode because, like I said, when with the way they came down to this tipping point, played around, sent this wick closed. I knew the pulsation. With the pulsation, they were passing through here. Now, like I said, it would have been nice. Like I could have market ordered, right? Um, because they closed above the tipping point, and I knew the behavior of the candle, or I could have came right here, right, using the strategy to the exact and putting, buy stop right here, and catch more of this, right? Because then that would have turned into like even more, right? But I just put my buy stop within the structure slash 5-minute tipping point. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I ain't throw nobody off. It's much easier when you like watching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's way easier when you like watching it and you can see what the behavior is like. Like here, perfect example. Here, right? It's basic, simple stuff. They do ranges and impulses. Like here, right? You see they're pretty much ranging right here. It's not a big range, so I know this next small impulse is probably gonna be like it may be back down right here, and then they may range again, right? So if it's out of order too much, I'll just reset everything up, or they may come and they may impulse above here and close right here and start hitting off the top of this tipping point like they did here. So it's just when you start watching it for yourself, you'll see different behaviors. And please believe SPX is the same way. Like, look at this. You see this shit right here? You could have
Yeah.
hit like when I saw that, I knew I could have hit market order, or I could have did. Uh, this is my 15-minute tipping point. But your buy stop right above that, right? So the momentum, the thing that Nemo and the market makers do as far as momentum does work. It's just when you're looking at these, you need to see what the signs of momentum are on here because they do show them, like they do leave momentum behind, trails of where it's going behind. It's just you can't take like every random momentum wick you see and be like, oh, that's it. It needs to be a part of a specific uh, pattern of behavior, and then you can say, okay, boom, it's go time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you need to know when the time for it is. Like here, even here, somebody, they did a breakout, right? Actually, this might have been the one that I. Is this? think, yeah, this is the one that I caught right here. This is exactly what I caught right here. I let them break out the first time. Yeah, this is the one I caught right here. Cause that was this morning. Yeah, I was up this morning early. Yeah, this is the one I caught. Uh, you know,
Right.
or some of it. Like I actually caught it to like right here. Cause I didn't need that much, but I knew they were like I, I didn't know how far they were gonna drop, but I knew they were gonna break out of it because they were showing that heavy pulsation. So they broke out of it here, right? Range came up, brought price back down. Oh shit, sorry. Falsely broke out again. This yellow line, this is why I draw lines, right? That yellow line was something to do with something I had on hourly. So I know it was like a part of an hourly structure. So they, or something I had marked up dealing with an hourly structure or something. So they hit off the top of it and left those those wicks of confirmation of where momentum is going. You see what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
was easy to be like, okay, so they didn't break the structure and they left that stuff, and there's a tipping point right there that they're playing around. So it just gave more momentum or more confirmation that they were going to break. It didn't necessarily make me feel like they were going to go like this break right here was, yeah, that was typical of what I would expect them to do. Saying it's definitely size relative to the wicks. Like this breakout right here and where they start in the range is definitely I don't know if anybody else think about it too much like that, but I noticed that like the size. That's why I said if you see this on the hourly, it may be bigger and they
Right.
they move a whole lot more. I've seen this on the 4 hour where they do this and then they move even more. They move like $1,000. We seen this already on some of the moves. So that's how you can play that. But make sure you follow the structure, set everything up, pay attention to everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way, because you need those points of references, you need to see where they were at, where they structured at, where this strong tipping point was at. Excuse me, y'all. Which that way you can see. And here they go again, right? Um, Here they go again. They're in structure mode right now, and they're leaving more wicks to the top, right? But this is a nice little wide structure though, so they're making they're making this one a little bit wider. I'll see how that one play out a little bit more. But you see what I'm saying? Like if this, like I can also tell how big the impulse is gonna be by the size of the structure. Like this right here could mean that they drop here, range, and then break back down here. But on a higher time frame, it may not look like that. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you can definitely clean up money and just break it down. Do a real good technical analysis. I would also make sure you're not getting caught up in those shit like news wise. But that's how we ate when Joe Biden spoke. Uh, when Joe Biden spoke, they instantly broke past the tipping point. Right,
Right.
as soon as he got finished speaking, they broke a tipping point, and we were able to ride that tipping point to another area, another tipping point, and we ate. You see what I'm saying? So you can correlate it and bring the two together for sure.
Right.
But anyway, enough about that. Anybody got any questions? I just felt I wanted to share that with y'all because I know a lot of people wonder about US 30. It's nothing to be afraid of, but don't just jump in there doing random shit. You know what I mean? Just don't do that. Learn the behavior and marry it. Let it become your spouse. Learn it. You know what I'm saying? And then you can confidently go in and like execute some stuff and try some different stuff out on your practice account. I'm still doing stuff right, but I figured that out looking at it and being on it a lot of days. Like I've been eating off US 30 like quite a bit, like quite a bit. Um, you know,
Right.
But anyway, any questions? Anyone?
What's the best way to set up for the for the wide structure on like the 15 or 5 minute that you
Oh,
have to get the confirmation to see it?
So what I do is, right, I'm gonna tell you, this is exactly what I do. And it's funny, right? Because this is where the damn lines come in at. What I do is um actually let me delete some of these others. I'll come back this time. Okay, so that's 15. So remember this what is that burgundy? That burgundy is like my 15. So for me, if I see
You
this
want
right here, you see that?
no, you want GBP and ZD.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh shit, that's and that's SPX. Let me go back. So let's see, um yeah, I think you know what I was on SPX by mistake, but I'll show you because it's the same way. It's the same exact way. Um can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Okay, when I'm setting up to confirm what's a real high area where they come back to return to price right. When instead of drawing a million structure boxes, this is when you see me doing my lines. I see that. I see this. I see how they brought a wick slash tipping point here, and I see how they got here and they threw wicks, and I see how they broke out here and they doing this here, right? So I'll see how if they continue to do this or if they continue to do this, because they'll do this too. And they'll start playing it down that way. Kind of how they did this one right here. See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll basically see how the behavior is lining up. I hope I'm making some kind of sense to y'all. Like I know it's a bunch of scrabble on here, but let me know if it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and that's what's funny. The indexes are what got me remembering to always pay attention to these structures too, right? Because this is what they do. They do the. I know it's kind of hard to draw a zone on these, right? They do they do the slingshot breakout. They come, they break a little bit again, and then they come and then they tank.
Right.
So, well, in this case, they didn't tank heavy, but you get what I'm saying, like in relation to out of that structure.
Right.
Uh, you know, see those, they come out, and then you see they did the structure here again. The impulsive, the volatile impulsive structure, and then they crashed again, and they basically sent those wicks I was telling you about, right? See,
Yeah, to the top.
and
To
huh?
the bottom. Yeah. To the bottom
Yeah,
side.
yep, and then they took it. So they did that, like they what they do is they crash, they come up a little bit, they crash, come up a little bit, and then they crash until you see that, and that's like a sign of in a sense a reversal,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Right. So remember on the bigger time frame, all that looks like this, right? That looks like when they crash heavy here, come back, come here, come back, come back up, come back, smash, how you say, I'm trying to think of the right word to say where it's like gravity or whatever what right word to use. It threw momentum back the other way, and now they're coming back up this way. Now, what you may get here is where they've come up a little bit. So now uh, you may see where, boom, they may break this tipping point and then come back here. And then they may either range like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or they may, sorry, or they may come here and then come back up. Find one of these spaces I got marked, i.e. tipping points, structures, whatever. Do like this, come back up. Do like this, and then range like this here.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
both moves are highly probable. Both moves are highly probable.
Mm-hmm. But see the way it's set up though, you all you gotta do is watch the lower time frame. You
Hmm.
watch the lower time frames and you can tell where they're going. That's why y'all saw me marking that shit that way when I was sending it in the group, because I had started noticing that like more and more. I'm like, but sometimes you'll think when they're like ranging to the upside, you'll think they're gonna break it to the downside. And sometimes they do, but what I've been seeing them do is where they'll range it real tight. They'll give you like a block range like that. Or it may actually look like this, and the candles actually start looking like that. You know what I mean? Whereas like smallest to tallest, like a bunch of kids born one year after another lined up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I start seeing this, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and I got to where I was like, man, they'll show signs if they're gonna do that. But what I've been noticing is they do that. It's like the shrink method, where they're structured like that, and then you may be right at a tipping point or somewhere near, and they're they'll break it. You'll think, and then like I know where they're gonna stop at because where I have my structures and tipping points at. Like they never stop in between. They always. I mean, I don't know if that sounds like an oxymoron, but they never stop in between for the most part. Like when they do like those big impulses, they always stop at some place that you probably eventually marked. You know what I mean? Some high.
So it just kind of goes from like structure to structure,
Yeah,
basically.
you'll find it goes from structure to structure, and then you'll find where it'll go in between two structures, and it may fill that space. And that's when I get to saying, okay, maybe it's time to like redraw and regroup. But for the most part, they hold the line and go from structure to structure, you know.
Mm.
And like right here, like I told you, right here, look at what's going on already. Let me zoom in, and this is on the hourly. Let me zoom in right here. See that?
Right.
Like I'm already developing the bias. Like if they, but I'm not. I don't think they're gonna drop it yet.
Right.
They
Because
could, but I'm already developing the bias that they're getting ready. And this is a structure now. Remember those two lines right here I
mhm.
drew on. I'm sorry, I had a bird. This right here is a structure right here. Back on previous price action in multiple areas, they shot a tipping point to the top of here, right? So I know that. Here we go. Structure. That's why I say you'll see this and you'll immediately think pullback. Now, if you looking to play a pullback of a few dollars, depending on how much they impulse and how big the other candles are, you can definitely catch that. But they normally do the fake breakout of the structures, because this is a structure on the lower time frames. They do a
Right.
fake breakout of the structures, right? And then they start throwing wicks to at least this area until they actually getting ready to break. And then they'll throw more wicks, you'll see more wicks to the top. So it'll look um like this may eventually look like that. And then you may see where they leave a few more, like another wick or two here, but you'll mostly see that and like momentum candles. And then you may see where they start playing up here, right? Where you like, oh shit, they're about to go this way. and then they'll throw you a whole nother candle right here. This is when they start blocking sometimes, and then they'll throw they'll throw something like this, and then bring it right back down. But you'll still see more wicks overall. You'll see more wicks here, and you'll see when it's getting to time to wherever they're gonna pulsate. Like say they're pulsating to the downside, you'll start seeing more where like they're like, but then they like we're gonna come back, and then you'll see them kind of kissing. You know what I mean? They'll be kissing. They'll come back. And then when they get to that final candle, what'll start happening is that final candle are actually like it'll start breaking certain areas and behaving differently than the other ones. And then like so like normally I'll let it range for a little bit, and then you see like now it looked like, oh, it's about the impulse. They'll do that, they'll hold it, right? So they may leave the other ones like, oh, sorry, I put too much shit. They may leave the other ones like about right here. Man, you never know. Like I'm not saying I'm a predict it, but just watch the behavior, and then what'll happen is you'll start to see, okay, let me go to a lower time frame. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, boom. See this? So you'll start to see, let's see, let me go back. Because this one kind of wide. And they actually may be doing, because I've seen it, I've seen it to where they like, where they do that, right? And they'll come right here and then come up, play here, and then drop it down.
Right.
So that's why I was saying you got to watch, because the other times on the ones I caught, so I'm saying about three very distinct ways they get ready to break out of structure and go to other tipping points. And the textbook one, like I said, is when they going like straight up and down and they leave and all those like wicks, shit ton of wicks, right? And then they'll break out a little bit, come right here, come maybe here again, and then you'll see the pulsation, and then it'll pulsate, hold, pump, pull back a little bit, go, pump, pull back. It may even pull back here, and then they'll pump, pull back, pump. You know, you'll see it like it'll be so obvious. Uh, like Benji and Nemo saying, like you watch the candles, you'll see it. You'll definitely see it. Like if they leave double wicks like this and they leave that like that, chances are they're gonna go back into structure. Like if that stays like that and goes even a little bit more, those double wicks like that, they're gonna go back into structure more than likely. You just gotta watch it and know the characteristics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making sense?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Like another example, or another thing or whatever. Let me show you this right here. Actually, this is a perfect example. This is a whole structure right here. Y'all see this? And this is how I would view this, right? This was actually the structure right here, right? The false breakout, even though this move I caught. They came, oh, boom, tipping point. Hit off the tipping point. We sold y'all on breaking out. Like you could have made some money off this too. Don't get me twisted, right? That was money. This is money, depending on what you're betting. You know, that's money. Um, but they came back in the structure, right? They came back in the structure. Remember these confirmations I told you about?
Yeah.
See that? You may see this sometimes too, where it's a whipsaw, but those are indicators too. So keep an eye out on those. What did they do? They came. This is the move right here. Look, they came, they dropped, and you probably can't see it that good, but they did the little thing here. It was a little bit more funny on this one. But you see, they did it. See that?
Mhm.
And what did they do? They dropped out down. They dropped down, and what did they leave right here? What I told you about, and boom, broke past the tipping point back into, and they squeezed back into previous structure, gave a false breakout, came, touched the very top of the structure, and started playing right here. Like when you draw it up, it'll look so like, you know what I'm saying? It looks. I'm not saying you got to stay in and hold this whole area, but you can see and actually make money off of it. So that's how I've been adjusting the strategy there, but not like deviating. Don't deviate at all. Keep using the same stuff. Just don't just don't go to a higher time frame unless you see a clear cut super duper momentum wick that's by itself. Don't go to a higher time frame and automatically assume that that's what's going to happen. As far as because look, here they went down, right? Well, I mean they follow them, but this is very common where price to come here, price to show like it's about to like skyrocket down, and look what they did. They came back to, I think this was a structure I had, and they shot price back the other way as hard as it could. This is why I said when you see something like this after it's been doing this behavior and you line it up with those wicks, you can guarantee they're about to go up. They're about to go up for some dollars a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Before they do like an actual like the retrace I was telling you about where they do this, they're gonna come up maybe a couple of hundred or whatever. I know this is SPX, but translate this over to US 30. They do the same behavior. It's like the indexes do the same behavior. Nasdaq Nasdaq even do it. You see this?
Really?
Yeah, Nasdaq moved the same way, bro. They were all stuck in this same position
Wow.
before they took off. They all were. So just watch them and don't be afraid of them. Anybody got any questions or anything?
Do what?
Were you trying to eat at a certain time? So
No, not at all. No, I brought my food, so doesn't matter.
okay, cool.
Thanks, how about you?
Emo, you got
No, I was
anything?
just wondering to make sure I didn't want to
No,
impose on what you guys had
no,
planned.
thanks,
So
man.
okay.
Thank you.
You called me, Darius?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you have anything you wanted to say? Anything?
Honestly, no, brother. I've been multitasking. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. I ain't putting you on the spot, man. I just know I kind of I was going over GBP. What I may do is let that play out some more. I mean, we can go over one more GBP pair. I'll let that play out some more, and we can really let it sink in. But I want y'all to be watching GBP so you can see. This may be a good time to see how traps work and how news align. For those of you who don't know, and we can stay tuned on it. But I also know, US 30 looks juicy, right? You know what I mean? But it could also be intimidating. So I wanted to get that out there for anybody who was wondering. It's really not. It's really not hard. Just don't be in a rush to make money, because then what'll happen is that's when you'll get caught up and you'll be like your emotions will be all over the place. You just kind of gotta like be patient and say, okay, boom, I know when to go, and be sure, because most times if you've been watching it and you know the behavior that they've been following it. Like I have yet to see them deviate from behaviors that not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying it's almost like they can't lie, like they can't tell a lie.
You got to find a rhythm with US 30 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like once, like don't, like you said, don't be too angsty for the cash, and more so just like getting consistency, because like it moves so fluid. Like you don't really need a big lot, or you don't really need a lot of movement to like feel satisfied. So
Mm-hmm.
if you take it to a point where like, all right, I'm just going to be consistent I'm gonna build up my rhythm, and then you find that you're closing that 70-80% mark, out of 10 trades. Like, I mean, you can start to slowly scale up.
Mhm.
I just wanted to say that though. I was
No,
doing my
no, for sure.
and I chimed in.
No, for sure. I feel lonely when I'm talking and nobody's saying nothing. It's like,
Yeah, no, honestly, I wasn't even, I was planning on talking, but I end up having, I'm having a big conversation with my cultivation team right now. So I've been
man,
multitasking.
I know how you do, man. It
Yeah.
ain't no biggie. Yeah, but yeah, man, definitely use the currencies right, build those skills with the currencies right, and we're gonna go like I'm gonna click on. Can you go to the top left? Or is this it? Let's try and see real quick. Yeah, you use forex, right? I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
forex, bread and butter, right? But
Yeah.
you can have you know how they say you can almost have that. Oh, you know what? I want to show y'all something else too. I'm sorry.
What you gonna
No
do?
way, you are the man. I'm sorry, you are the man. No way,
Silver, right? Yeah.
you the man. Listen,
Yes.
we was going over silver yesterday, right? We were going over silver yesterday because when you put that in, I already knew. This is the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? And anybody who got an opinion or any thought can chime in. When something like what Noe said, oh, they're buying silver, man. I think something's big about to happen. Sometimes you don't have to go rush to buy the silver. You can just get on this damn chart and go trade Hugo's way and go trade silver US dollar. You understand? Same concept. It's this big tipping point right here. We went over a few of the structures where they were structuring. They never broke. When we were looking at it, they never actually. And they never actually broke. Like this orange spot was the structure on the lower time frame. I think it was 1 minute. Like you literally got to look at the 1 minute on here. You see that? You literally. This is where adjusting the strategy. Y'all, I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. On this one. Okay, so this is the thing. Nemo's strategy can go across anything, anywhere. On some things, I'm not about to overly break down silver, right? Because I know we pushing for time. But on some things, you just have to. On some things, you may have to look at a different time frame. On silver, they definitely show a real map. This is the 1 minute. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
That's the 1 minute. That's the 1 minute. Like they have plenty of structures you can eat off of between the 1 minute and the 5 minute and catch breakouts. Like let me go back to the bigger time frame. We actually hold on, let me do this real quick. I put a daily structure, right? Following the rules still. Put a daily structure here. I actually did this shit back when we started talking about gold heavy. A lot of y'all weren't in yet, right? So I had it drawn up, right? Well, anyway, when Noe told us about buying silver, I think it was like right here somewhere. You know what they did? They broke back into this structure, shot way up here out of structure, and look where they brought price back to. They're playing around right on top of my daily structure. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
They're playing right on top of it. Like that wasn't coincidence, right? You can't tell me enough people bought and sold just for that to happen like that. You see that?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure it's some price manipulation and influencing or whatever. But yeah, don't be afraid to look at this too. And when people started buying gold, when he was like, I mean not gold, but silver, he gave us that info. It translated on the charts. You can trade this on Hugo's Way. I think Eagle FX. I'm not sure because I've been mostly on Hugo's Way. Um, you can trade this. So um, um, learn, get these, get the currencies down packed, right? Get comfortable in the market. These are the more volatile things. I'm not saying jump into them, but you can combine those things and start like you can have a diverse portfolio, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? On
Yeah.
one fucking platform. Like you don't have to go to a silver person and buy silver. I mean, you can if you like, if you want the hard metal. But I'm saying if you like looking to get in on the action, but you don't have time, like go to the chart. You know, and we didn't trade it trade it, but we drew it up just to see how it was moving. And you
Right.
see they do the same thing, right? Throw all those damn wicks. We're gonna come pull back. We're gonna come down, retest the structure, and we probably gonna shoot back up. Especially if we still hearing like excuse me, excuse me, especially if we hearing that silver is still doing good, like we saw the investments jump and the mining in silver jump. Like if it's still a booming thing, I know Nemo showed like something where somebody halted, buying silver, right? Like if we see that and that's becoming a trend where they like halting people from buying silver and silver slowing down. Um, Look at this range. Okay,
Yeah.
that may account for the range. If we see more people like, fuck it, we can't get it. Um, I know supply and demand to kick in, right? But or if something happened where people like, we want to sell off silver, you'll see it and you see it in the news or you get wind of it in the news. Go draw you up a structure, go find you some tipping points and see them range while they talking that bullshit, right? And when you figure out what the good word is, right? Unless it's like on some USD news or some shit. Aside from those times or something, because you want to be careful. Get on the right side of it and ride it, bro. Like, look at this shit. Whoever rolled this right here, 8.
Hey, Darius, I
Yeah.
gotta hop off. Okay, guys.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Do y'all thing.
All right, brother.
But that was just that was just something I just wanted to share with y'all. So
Right.
know,
Yeah.
you can know while you're trading, obviously watch your account and shit, right?
Yeah.
But while you're trading GBP or USD, like we're in the trades now, it won't hurt for you to if your account in cool standing, go check out some of these other things, man, and build more money once you get used to it, to where you can stay in GBP a little bit longer than usual or whatever, and let it come all the way back. You're not worried about drawdown because you know what I mean. If your
Yeah.
trade do go in temporary drawdown or whatever, you know what I mean. I guess what I'm saying is be versatile. Star here, but aim to be versatile for sure. You know.
Cool.
So, anywho, any questions or anything? Anyone? Anyone?
I think I'm good.
You said you good.
Yeah, I think I'm all right.
Feeling all right now.
Yeah.
So another thing, right? This laggy momentum right here. Am I sharing GBP?
No.
All right. He is right at a tipping point of mine, which is right above previous 4-hour structure. I'm gonna move it out just for reference purposes, right? But if here, let me go to the weekly, right? Boom. Yeah, it's showing this, but I'm seeing all these wicks right here. If they're getting ready to drop, see, this is doing the same thing, remember? But in a kind of different light, where they were ranging, did a little fake breakout and started ranging up a little bit. Um, this looked like it may be set to, even though it's a whipsaw right there, this looked like it was climbing and it's starting to peak out a little bit, and it may get ready to possibly do this. And now I have a structure lined up to where I can, like I say, I'm not saying it's like, oh, automatically put the trade in, but as time play out, and that's why I said we're gonna watch it over the days, we can be on the side of this to where we already know, okay, let's say they range here, right? Or stay ranging here, and then they start showing even more momentum here, we can take a sell on this tipping point and ride it. And then we'll have another tipping point. Cause I told you it's like 8 news events, bro. It's 8, I'm assuming yeah, this y'all official bank rate, the asset purchase facility. I'm saying that like I know what the fuck that is, but it sounds important. It sounds very important, right? Um, the monetary policy report, that's definitely important. The asset purchase facility votes, that's important. Definitely the official bank rate votes, like this shit's important, right? And then your governor speaking twice throughout, like that's a lot of news events. So that leaves room. Normally, what I've seen them do, and I'm not gonna talk y'all head off. I've seen them like use an event like that, right? So where they may push, and that's why the tipping points are important. Okay, for the first news event, they push here. Second news event, they may be pushed. I'm saying hypothetically, it's a lot of room, obviously, but they push here. For third news event, they may show the true intention and do like a big ass um, momentum candle, which we'll say that's green, right? They may do a big ass momentum candle, and now now I'm sorry, my drawing sucks. And now, sorry y'all, you got where we're able to see them clear because we can look at, let's assume they're gonna try to trap within this whipsaw, right? We can assume if momentum is showing us uh down, right? To the downside, right? We got this reference area here. We have this reference area here. And we can see if they are going to show more momentum to break here, right? So we got places to ride profit to, which I will be calling out, or Nemo or whoever, right? The people who call this out will be following this, and I want y'all to draw this up, whatever you see, and get set up on the right end of this, because then when we are watching news, or well, news is gonna be at 6 in the morning, so I don't know if y'all gonna be up, but
Right.
you can be on the right end once they're showing what they're showing, um, and then ride. Like I said, we have to be careful with news because they do activate orders, set traps.
What?
Huh? Somebody saying something?
No, no.
Yeah. So we do got to be careful, right? Because they may activate, different stuff. That's why I said I want to wait to definitely tomorrow, probably in the morning, see how they move and a little more. I hope they do range here some more and then start just throwing random wicks after they range, however they set it up, because then that'll be more confirmation. for me to build a bias that they will tank it. But sometimes they'll do that. And then on the day before, and y'all seen this with we seen this with NZD, they'll do this number here, and you'll be like, oh shit, they're going the other way. That was the trap move right there the whole time. Was this momentum candle to the top side. And now and this is where the dope part about the strategy come in. And now I know I got fucking third grade drawing, right? And now now we can look to see if they gonna do this once they play up top there. And now you got a new, because somebody may get trapped here putting it in too quick. But now we have a new area. I'm just showing you how this could work.
Right.
Now we have a new area where we can enter here. I'm sorry, y'all. We can enter here, see if they actually play that, and then or and go up, or if they break, and then you can let them come back, retest this tipping point, and break down and ride it. Like that's how you. That's what I think Nemo was trying to explain that last time about how every situation different. I just I just drew y'all. It looked like sidewalk chalk coloring, right? The way I drew. Like I just drew y'all a scenario of how it actually plays out sometimes, especially when you got big news events and traps. Like they'll be wanting to go, they'll be wanting to go down for sure, right? But
Right.
but they'll range here some more, throw some more wicks, right? And then do a little continuation candle, throw another red candle, do that, and then play the retrace, right? They'll play the oh shit, my thumb too big. They'll play the retrace and then they'll like tank it down. So that's why it's important to watch price for sure. So we're gonna watch that. So I ain't gonna tell everybody what to do, but I think as a group it'll be dope. On top of those USD trades, we'll see how they play out. Um, especially starting tomorrow. Let me make sure it's not news on USD or some shit. Friday, yeah, it is Friday. Friday is the reset. Let me do this, and then I'm gonna get ready to hop off, but I'll be definitely ready for y'all tomorrow.
Right.
So, oh yeah, hey Michael,
Yeah.
remember yesterday remember when I was telling y'all about? I know you've been doing this for a while now. Remember when I was telling y'all about momentum shifting and us possibly taking a sale, right? But look what they did. They came to the tipping point right there, stopped, and then they came up. They used that news to come up back into a structure. However, however, look what we got. It's funny because this is exactly what I was just telling y'all about, but shorter. See what I'm saying?
Right. Wow.
So now you can see, and look, I didn't do this shit on purpose, bro. This purple line right here was a 4-hour structure. They stopped that momentum candle. And you gotta think this momentum candle, just this daily candle right here, just closed 3 hours ago or 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. Y'all seen me do this shit yesterday, right? This 15-minute tipping point, and this is what I'm gonna show you how deep it get. Man, I wish sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm using my fingers and not my mouse, right? So right here, boom. That 15-minute tipping point is right at the retrace of that candle. We're still waiting on them to, so they have 2 retraces to possibly play and come back into the structure using the news reset. This is possibility. They have scenario 1 where they come here, right? and then they you know, then they break or bring it here, and then you have the retrace right here. You see that?
Yeah.
Right.
So they have, so these, I'm not saying this is automatic, but you have a setup to watch happen. And now you can see if they break this and bounce off of here, right? And let me delete some of this shit. And this, oh no, this was part of a structure. Let me get that straight so I don't confuse y'all. That's why I say I know I draw a lot of shit, but it makes sense. It'll make sense in the long run. So you got tipping point, 15-minute tipping points. And this right here, this yellow boxes right here was an hourly structure. So now you have a reference to let it come to the tipping point. I mean, this structure room right here is not enough to be relevant other than the fact that you can see if they're gonna hit off, like when they break this tipping point, you can see if they're gonna cover those 7, hit off of it, and then they may range down here that and shoot down to the next one. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or they may come here, bounce off of that, and then come back up within the structure. You see what I'm saying? So now you got a list of scenarios you can wait for the market to show you. Like we don't have to create nothing. We can just wait for it to show it to us. And I know where I would want to take it to, what to look for, and where they may go. Make sense?
Yeah.
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 And these blue lines right here was for the balance. These blue lines right here were for the balance candle right here. I mean, I didn't really need them. I remember when I first started, I used to put all this shit all the time, but I just did it just to reference when I started drawing up stuff. But yeah, there you go. See that? And you got the fact they never broke. Let me show you. See, this is what I marked on the 4-hour right here. Y'all see that?
Mhm.
That's why I put that right there, just to keep that factor in play. And you can see how when they got to that area, they only broke it to close within the hourly structure zone of the hourly structure, but they pretty much right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just give me a list of reference points. But yeah, man. Any questions? I'm gonna get ready to hop off soon. Uh, Tomorrow I'll probably stay on a lot longer. Oh, okay. Somebody sent a message. Yeah, I'll stay on a little bit longer tomorrow for sure.